What's up guys, welcome back to Destiny Updates for another Bungie Mail Sack breakdown. This week Deej starts it off by talking about the contest they did last week, where you had to edit in your worst nightmare into a Destiny screenshot, and you can see right here, this is the winner. He received a Destiny t-shirt for it, so congrats to him. Now onto the actual questions and answers for this week, let's get right into it. The first question comes from, oh wait, who is it? It comes from Destiny Updates. That's right, I finally got a question answered. I haven't actually asked a question in a while, but I did some months back and I never got answers, so I kind of stopped. But I decided to ask a question this week and it's pretty awesome to see it answered, so thank you, Deej. Anyways, my question was, do you think hardcore MMO players will find Destiny enjoyable? And what about open world RPG players who mainly like to play solo? Now Deej actually gave a long answer to my question, which is pretty awesome. Let's just read through it. He says, video games matter to people for very different reasons. Players who come from expansive universes found in MMOs might enjoy exploring our worlds, assuming they can handle the fact that we're filling them with the explosive threats and heart-pounding action that we think makes games fun. RPG players will be able to invest pretty deeply in their character, assuming their aim is true enough to earn the rewards they'll need to earn new loot, weapons, and gear. He continues, as for playing solo, this question still comes to us a lot, and we're happy to answer it again. The company you keep, the challenges you tackle, the war you wage, will all be products of the choices you make. If you never want to have a cooperative or competitive experience in Destiny, and if you want to experience every cinematic in private, you'll have that option. We believe you'll be having way less fun, and we think you may find it really difficult to resist the pull of our cooperative vortex, but when we say we're building activities for every mood, that includes players who don't want to party up. Now, I'm not a big MMO player myself. I've certainly played a bit of MMOs, but not huge amounts. So my question wasn't really for me directly, but more for other people. And I think the answer he gave was pretty nice. I'm pretty satisfied with that. He obviously didn't touch on player counts. They're not ready to talk about that yet. But he did talk about the expansive world for MMO players to explore. And then adding that if they want to enjoy Destiny, they have to accept the more action-packed, first-person shooter, action game type elements that they're putting in. Now for the RPG element, you will be able to earn loot, weapons, and gear. You will be able to upgrade them. You can customize your character really heavily. It definitely has a lot of RPG elements, and personally, I'm a big RPG fan, so I'm really going to enjoy those. But then for the playing solo aspect, I imagine I'll be playing mostly co-op. I mean, I do like to play cooperatively, but there's times where I like to play solo as well, just to enjoy the story or the environment or whatever it is I'm doing. So it's nice to have that option. Anyways, I've spent enough time on my own question there, let's move on to everybody else's. EC437 asks, are there other abilities the Guardians get besides the ones we saw in the E3 demo? Deej answers, yes sir. The scratch we made at E3 only scored the surface. We wanted to show off the action game, fireteam formation, and the seamless nature of our cooperative public events. We'll dig into the spectacular sandbox of toys soon at a later date. We want to give you many ways to fight in this game. You'll need them. The enemies of our shattered civilization will be highly skilled in the art of kicking your ass. To help you survive, we're building up a suite of dangerous skills that will be your own. That's the good news. Now for the bad news. Your fellow Guardians certainly won't go easy on you either when you meet them in the ring. So he spliced in a bit of competitive multiplayer there, and of course it'll be great when you're getting all your abilities and your weapons, you're fighting off the Fallen and the Vex and the Cabal and everything else, and the next minute you go into cooperative and you find out other people have been upgrading the same things and you're gonna have to go up against them. So their character upgrades might not be quite as fun at that point. But of course that's what competitive multiplayer is all about, and I think it's gonna be awesome. And then of course, back to the main point of this question, yes, there will be more abilities than we saw at E3, a lot more by the sound of it since they said they only scored the surface, and we'll just have to wait for a later date to hear more about those. On to the next question, Cholips LLC asks, what do you consider when determining how and where you want the gameplay to happen? Do you start with a concept for a battle or scene and develop it from there, or do you start with a world and build battlegrounds within it, or both? Now Deej mentions Joseph Staten's lecture at GDC where he talks about how previous Bungie games had sort of a linear pipeline story, and Destiny is going to be a lot wider, not just a pipe you go through once. But then after talking about that for a moment, he hands it off to Dan Miller, senior designer, who says, for Destiny, we've taken a number of different routes to get to where we are now. There are some parts of our worlds where we build areas to suit the fiction or backstory of the game and focus on exploring these spaces. There are some parts where we want to experience a specific gameplay situation or setup and build focused gameplay to accompany that. And then there are even other parts of the world where we want to build an area to complement one of our many activities or shared spaces. It's great to be able to do all these concepts in a single destination where players can meet up from completely different scenarios and circumstances. So that was pretty interesting. On to the next question. Ayava asks, which location from any game would you go on holiday to? Now most of the answers were obviously areas from different games, but there was one here from Tom that was interesting. He says, certainly not the moon in Destiny. Some strange stuff going on there. Now we've already gotten some hints about that. We have the Hellmouth, which is this giant gaping hole into the ground. We have no idea what its purpose is. And then we also saw concept art of this odd area underground where they kind of hinted at a sleeping army. So there's definitely some interesting mysteries on the moon. On to the next question. iGraviton asked, we've seen skill branches that will allow us to change how our weapons function. Will there be similar features that will allow us to affect how our powers or even our characters will function? Deej answers, the more you play Destiny, the more options you'll have. Your weapons will evolve. Your gear will evolve. Become Legend isn't just marketing spiel. Now if you watch my previous update where Urk did an interview with MMORPG.com, he pretty much confirmed there that the special abilities will be upgradable. If you want to check that out, there'll be an annotation at the end as usual. But back to what it says right here, he definitely sounds promising, and I guess as we level up more in Destiny, we'll be able to upgrade more things, and of course we'll have to earn our loot, weapons and gear and everything. We won't have anything to upgrade until we've found things. And then of course as we go along, there's all these unique special weapons with interesting skill trees, and I imagine there's different secrets and things we'll uncover as well that will affect our character. Anyways, that's all the Destiny related questions and answers I found interesting. The only other thing here is there is another contest, kind of like last week, although this one is from a private group on Bungie.net. The objective here is to take a cover from a movie, probably a more well-known movie, and edit in something from Destiny. You can see here some examples of what they've done. The winner of this contest will receive a signed Destiny poster, so that's pretty awesome, and that winner will be chosen by the Bungie fans on Facebook. If you're interested in giving this contest a shot, there's of course a link in the description below to take you to the mail sack, or if you just want to read the whole thing yourself, of course, same link. But that's it for this week's mail sack. I hope you enjoyed. Before I end the video though, I would like to get some feedback. For the recording of this video, I've been a bit more relaxed. I'm not talking quite as loudly or energetically, and I just wanted to know what you guys think of that. Does it sound better? Does it sound worse? Is it boring to watch? Is it easier to watch? Please let me know in the comments below if you can hear a difference and what you think of it. I really appreciate it. But that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the latest Destiny news, and I'll see you in the next update.